Time for another conversation with Kendra Von Esch. Good morning, Kendra. Can't wait
Kendra.
to get to find something more with God. And I know our conversation is continuing from last week about confession.
Yes, good morning, gentlemen. Hope you're enjoying the snow up there. I miss it down here in Tennessee.
Oh, you do
I
not.
just love the snow.
We'll send it to you.
We'll send you pictures of Dave and I and Sean making snow angels in the parking lot.
I love it. Please do.
Except when that car pulled in, that was terrible. We had to scramble. But anyway.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, so we're going to finish the What to Take to Confession from the BulldogCatholic.org. And there's so much that he has. I'm only giving you a glimpse. I highly recommend y'all get out there and check it out yourself. So we left off at the 5th commandment, which is, you shall not murder. Oddly enough, there's plenty on here for us, even though we haven't actually killed someone. So, have I seriously considered or attempted suicide? Have I unjustly afflicted bodily harm on another person? Have I unjustly threatened another person with bodily harm? Have I verbally or emotionally abused another person? Have I gossiped, slandered, detracted, calumniated? Have I purposefully provoked another human being by teasing or nagging? Have I recklessly endangered my life or that of another by my actions? Have I driven recklessly or under the influence of alcohol or other drugs? Have I abused alcohol or other drugs? How about this one? Have I used tobacco immoderately? Have I overeaten? Have I encouraged others to sin? Have I helped another to commit a mortal sin through advice, driving them somewhere, dressing and or acting immodestly? Have I indulged in unjust anger? Have I refused to control my temper? Have I been unforgiving of others, especially when mercy or pardon was requested? Have I sought revenge or hoped something bad would happen to someone? Have I delighted to see someone else get hurt or suffer? Those are interesting when you think about thou shalt not murder or kill, and there's so many different ways to look at that. So we're going to do the 6th and the 9th commandments now, which is you shall not commit adultery, and you shall not covet your neighbor's wife. Okay, everyone, put on your Jesus ears here. I had to take some things out because I just couldn't say them. So if you want to know the real scoop, go to BulldogCatholic.org. So have I neglected to practice and grow in the virtue of chastity? Have I given in to lust? Have I used artificial means of birth control, including withdrawal? Have I participated in immoral techniques such as in vitro fertilization or artificial insemination? Have I sterilized my sex organs for contraceptive purposes? Have I deliberately caused male climax outside of normal sexual intercourse, which is deliberate stimulation of one's own sex organs for sexual pleasure outside of the conjugal act? Catechism 2366, if you want to go check that out. Have I willfully entertained impure thoughts? Have I watched or promoted movies and television that involve sex and nudity? Have I listened to music or jokes that are harmful to purity? Have I read books that are immoral? Have I engaged in sexual foreplay, petting, or excessive touching, reserved for marriage? Have I engaged in unnatural activities in sexual relations, such as sex toys, pornography, even in the context of marriage? Have I seduced someone or allowed myself to be seduced? And have I purposefully dressed immodestly? Oh my gosh, I'm looking at my computer here and I have everything that's... So you know when you copy something and the background is supposed to be white and the letter's supposed to be black?
Yeah.
Well, my background is black and my letters are like gray. So let me skip it. Just one section. I don't know what is happening there. And I'll pull up another one. Okay, the 8th commandment. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. So have I lied? Have I knowingly and willfully deceived another? Have I gossiped? I mean, come on, how many times do we take gossip into confession? We really need to check that. Have we committed detraction? So detraction means destroying a person's reputation by telling others about his faults for no good reason. Have I committed slander or calumny, which is telling lies about another person in order to destroy his or her reputation? Have I been guilty of rash judgment? Have I failed to make reparation for a lie I told or for harm done to a person's reputation? Have I failed to speak out in defense of the Catholic faith, the church, or of another person? Sometimes we may sit back and, better to hold my tongue. Well, we do need to be bold and be Catholic, to quote Matthew Kelly. Have I betrayed another's confidence through speech, deed, or in writing? So there's slander where you slander someone with, you say lies about someone with your mouth, but it is a bigger offense to actually do libel, which is when you put lies in writing because it actually lasts longer. That was a part of this review as well.
Well, calumny,
my gosh,
too.
Guys.
Calumny, too,
Yeah.
Kendra. I find calumny interesting because calumny is telling the truth that is not yours to tell. and so many people, they blanket it in like concern and prayer request. No. If it's not your truth to tell, you can't tell. If it's going to injure the person that you're speaking about, you shouldn't do that either. And I find it interesting that gossip and calumny come up not only in the 5th, but also in the 8th commandment. And I personally, I could say amen to a lot of that. On a couple of them, I have to say ouch. And, you try to do better.
Amen to that. Yeah, it just wants to make you think, because I think sometimes we gloss over some of the things we do and just make excuses.
Amen. Amen to that.
Good stuff. Boy, and
all right, well,
you're going to have more next week, right?
Yes, and I want to get into the precepts of the church, because those are the things we're supposed to follow too. So hold on to your socks. We got more.
Wonderful. Kendra Von Ash, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
God bless you guys.